Hi, Sagittarius. This reading is not coming in lightly. There is a strong emotional pull here, like something has been waiting to be revealed. Um, Take a deep breath because this message may touch something your heart already felt but could not explain. There are hidden emotions, unfinished conversations, and energy that still has not completely faded. Sagittarius, something is moving beneath the surface now. A truth, a feeling, or a realization may be coming forward, and it feels important. You were guided here for a reason. Trust your intuition, take what resonates, leave what does not, and let's begin your reading. Okay, so what I'm picking up here is that for some of you, there's a strong Virgo energy in play. This could be you, or it might be the person you're dealing with. This person is putting in a lot of effort right now towards self improvement. They seem really focused on finding their balance and addressing the persistent issues in their life. It's a very intentional, concentrated energy. And the reason for this intensity, I feel like a realization has hit them. They're beginning to understand that some internal work is necessary before they can truly show up in a relationship with you. There was also a real dedication to making changes. It might be literal, like improving their diet or removing things that aren't serving them, substances, habits, or even unhealthy thought patterns. They're prioritizing their physical and emotional health, aiming for a specific goal, and your influence seems to have highlighted the areas of their life that were needing the most attention. I feel like they were kind of stuck pouring energy into the wrong places, repeating cycles, hoping for a different outcome, but not quite breaking through. And your energy is definitely a part of this shift, whether it's telepathic, subtle, or just the ripple effect of your own healing journey. It's prompting them to heal. They're starting to realize in a deep way that this change is unavoidable and that transformation is necessary for them to step fully into the connection with you. This transformation, is a slow process. It's also like about reconditioning their mind to make that impact last. Like horse energy is also coming up for some reason. Um, so that horse energy is like could point to them being, quite stubborn, like just wanting to do things their own way. But they are finally starting to accept that it's like adapting is essential and that this change just has to happen. They are also having a realization that they themselves are their own biggest investment. It's like they see they must um, take pride in improving things, not just for you, but, for themselves and for their children. So, their focus is very strong, like on themselves, but also um, on you. There is like anxious feeling. I don't know why, maybe like a rabbit. This anxiety, likely stems from them just starting to see the like full scale of all the adjustments and changes that must be made. There's some type of significant awakening that I feel like your person has recently gone through um, pertaining to you. Um, yeah, especially with the chariot. For some of you, you may live next to a bridge, but I'm getting with this person, their physical is beginning to align with their emotional. Does that make sense? Because I feel like for some of you guys with this person, their emotions never aligned with their actions or never aligned with the 3D energy in that sense. This is somebody that I feel like has fought the connection for a period of time. In the traditional tarot deck, the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, it's two opposing energies, right? It's the yin and the yang. It's the white and the black sphinx, right? Really coming together. And the thing about this energy is you guys may be at a distance from one another. You may be different nationalities. There's something here that your person is either your complete opposite by how you do things, but they're beginning to understand that if they want things to work with you, they have to allow things to grow. In order to grow, you have to put the work in. You have to have the dirt. You have to plant the seed. You have to water it. You have to, you know, project positive energy and also give a sense of light to a situation. So this person is really, really working hard on getting on the same page as you. That's what the Chariot's about. It's about two people getting on the same page and going forwards towards a certain energy, overcoming dueling, son of the organizing and doing it has just keep it before I do champagne. But if you go very about my thumb, you'll stay. If you could, I did not lose my text so hard. So I sorry. I have I'm not. That's a bit. It's just so wine. Sam was missing. Oh. So this is but it is about the journey. Your person is getting ready to join you on this journey, especially if you and this person were apart, or especially if you felt like, am I the only person that's really working on this connection? That's not true. But I do feel that your person needed to understand their role and understand the minute details in order for them to progress. You're dealing with somebody that's highly intellectual. They may be emotionally stunted, but they're highly intellectual, and two can be right at the same time. But I feel like with this person, they're beginning to see that with you, they can have everything. A whole new world is opening up with inside of your connection. And I'm also getting to this person is watching you, whether this is a work situation, they're watching you at work. This is somebody that could be watching you at online, driving by your house. They're very focused. For some of you also too, they're watching you go through physical changes. Your body may be changing or your looks may be changing, whether you're changing your hair, if you got a haircut, whether you've been working on your physical energy. And I feel like you really encouraged this person to do the same. And it's like you really inspired them to have the same drive that you do in the situation. And with this, it's providing this person a sense of clarity, a sense of insight on exactly what do they want in life. What do they expect, right? There is some type of truth about the fact that if you and this person are working together, and again, sometimes working together is working together in the ethers. It's praying for your person, it's praying for yourself, it's having the right energy, it's allowing the universe to work its magic without trying to force the narrative. And I'm getting that your person is getting ready to come forward and communicate something very significant to you. This communication, I feel like, is going to be very enlightening because this may be communication you've waited for a period of time, because for some of you, you've not heard from this person for a while. And I also feel like once you hear from this person, you're going to understand their vision, but you're also going to understand why this person stayed away from you. Because I think that that's the beautiful thing about your energy, is that despite your feelings, or despite what you feel, or what you see, or what you know as your truth, you also have the capability or the capacity to understand other people's truths, where that can be their truth and that can be your truth, and both can be the right at the same time. So there's something here about this communication coming in, or this person either saw something or received some type of word. Like, what do we need to know about this Ace of Swords when it comes to collective's person? What do we need to know about this Ace of Swords with the collective person? Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. This person, I'm telling you this is watching you be very successful. The thing about the Queen of Pentacles is this. The Queen of Pentacles is very grounded. You don't see the Queen of Pentacles sweat. Name a time you've seen a Capricorn sweat. Oh, wait. Usually they'll be a stone-faced killer and you'll never know. And then inside they'll be like freaking out, but you'll never know it because they have this very stoic energy to them. But also, too, your person is watching you obtain everything that you wanted to based on the work that you've been putting in. Everything that you've said to this person, you've done, you've taken action on, you've worked on. And this person is really watching and you grow. And this person is in a place where they're beginning to understand that whatever you wanted from them, it's becoming very realistic. Where I feel like in the past with this energy, they didn't think it was a realistic energy. They thought you and them being together, it was almost a fantasy, or there was no way possible for the two of you to come back together. Whether you guys were together in the past, right, you know, when you guys were kids, whether you guys started off as friends or you started off as colleagues, you may be their boss. They may be your equal, they may be your boss, whatever it may be here. But they're beginning to understand that your vision, how you feel about this relationship, about it grounding in the 3D, that this is something that is realistic. This is something that's very practical, and they're watching you succeed in multiple areas or multiple categories of your life, and they're watching you work very, very hard here. There's something about you working hard towards your future, you growing. Tulips may be very significant. The color green is coming out very heavy right now. And green is always associated with the heart chakra, but it's also associated to a level of growth. I feel like this person is really taking the necessary steps to heal and come forward towards you, because there's something about you where they're now, they keep reiterating to me, I see your vision. I understand, but I feel like when you were trying to communicate the significance of this connection with this person in the past, I honestly do not think that they had the capacity to understand what you saw. It's almost like we can do this, but this person, all they saw was all the blocks. All they saw was the burdens that they were carrying or the burdens that you were carrying, and they were unable to see the grand scheme of things. And part of that is because they were on the ground level. They were operating from a place of ego. They were operating from a place of lack. Meanwhile, you're soaring high and you have a level of foresight with the way that the universe works. I'm also getting very heavily that you've inspired them in a spiritual way to really tap in to this energy, especially with the Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck here. Because whoever your person is, I'm going to be honest, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all in any sense, but your person had a lot of healing to do. For some of them, they had healing with the way that their mom handled things. Their mom, I feel like for some of you, had a very masculine energy, or had an energy where they put themselves first, or they put their career ahead of everything else. Or they were a mother where maybe they went through all motions, they were fed, they had their food, they did everything, but emotionally they weren't there. There's something coming in here where it needed to heal that aspect of things. And I feel like with your person, they've been in very deep thought here, especially with Jupiter and Libra. And I feel like with your person, they've been in very deep thought here, especially with Jupiter and Libra. This is a very beautiful energy because this person is coming out of this hurt. This person is no longer allowing the past pains, the past trauma to hold them back. They're in a place where they want to lead with a sense of love here. They want to have a relationship. They want this balance. And there's also something about healing the DNA structure, healing things from a past. Your person is having a higher level of consciousness. And the thing about this higher level of consciousness, the more that they're elevating, right? The more that they're able to kind of come out of a micro perspective, right? A micro perspective is somebody that's very 3D, that has the same routine, that feels like, they have to do certain things in order to obtain certain things, right? It's a very limited mindset. With this expansion, they're beginning to realize the hurt that they caused you. With this work that they're doing, they're beginning to understand that they've caused you a lot of pain. And ironically enough, this pain that has been caused, I feel like they're also having significant dreams about you. 85 maybe significant, 78 or 45, 48. There's something that's happened within the last 5 months. Okay, so this is something major that started, I feel like, recently, where there's been a significant change with this person where they did start doing the work. You may have not noticed it, you may have felt it, but because you were unable to physically see, and because they weren't coming forward and communicating everything that they were doing to you, you could have even told yourself, like, it's not for me, they're not doing the work, it is what it is. But that's not true. But I feel like this person needed to heal themselves. And I feel like there's been a lot of moments right now where this person is really upset. I feel like they've been crying. I feel like they've been crying because if you take a look at this image with this Mars and Scorpio energy, her third eye is being eliminated here. And now this person is able to see exactly what you were saying to them. And now that they're being awakened and open to your vision, there's a lot of guilt from the past. And I feel like your person is dealing with the guilt from the past, the guilt of not being there for you during certain times, the guilt of not, moving forward with you in certain ways, leaving you alone, making you do things on your own. If you and this person were married, it's like this person feels guilty for leaving you. This person feels guilty for being very selfish. It's like they're beginning to understand the larger the larger things where the two of you really do work very well with one another. And and for some of them, they feel the guilt of betraying you. This is somebody that was sad and lonely, especially if there was a breakup and they had a lot of regrets for leaving you in the cold. And I also feel like for some of you, where this is a third party only situation, it's like they were never happy with that other energy, but they felt a sense of duty, or they felt a sense of responsibility and almost sense of pressure to ignore their true emotions, ignore their true path for the greater good of whatever, their family, their kids, their mother, whatever this may be. And I feel like with this person, they're going through a significant tower moment. This tower moment, if they have not gone through it, the tower hits within 24 to 48 hours of whenever you're watching this reading. So if you're watching this reading a month from now, a tower is getting ready to hit, okay? Your person, this tower is very significant though, right? Because the thing about Pluto energy, which is associated to Scorpio, it's coming in to destroy what's not meant for us. Whatever has been blocking your person's path from changing, it's turning. Whatever adversities are standing in the way, they're changing because your person is elevating. When you get higher, you realize that the things that are in front of you that are barriers or burdens, they're just day-to-day struggles that we have to overcome. And it's very interesting and very fascinating with this energy because this person is having a significant change. One thing that's coming in very heavy here is that they need to be very careful with their driving. And there's something major getting ready to completely liberate them, and it is something that's unforeseen. This is something that they're beginning to understand, that for some of them, they have to leave something big behind. It could even be their finances. If they have some type of financial tie here that they have with somebody, it's almost like they have to cut ties. And this person is worried about, if I cut these ties, am I going to be able to have this financial situation? It also could be this person filing for divorce, having a dissolution, or them realizing that they need to make some type of significant change because you're not going backwards. There's some tower moment this person is having over you, and what it's doing is it's giving them a clear perspective of what direction they need to go here. What's causing this tower for this person? This is somebody that's acknowledging, like, I need you. What's causing this tower for the collective person? The Three of Wands. There's something that they've been waiting on for a period of time that is coming in here. This could also be relocation. And this someone they just that going or just and it's time for so like growing rhythm. And I think after you and eating Mistibik will have that in the position of grace that someone who receives a hot tabiki up today will have a fax or F run this which your message him as copper egg and in these was pike out Garrett so because how does the collective person feel about this tower? It's weird. I don't get a negative energy. It's also going to be travel, moving. How's the collective person feel about this power, the Hierophant? I just heard God is good. You have Aries energy, you have Taurus energy here. You know why? Because this person knows that this had to happen in order for them to be able to have something. They're receiving some type of very significant um, sign that's being given to this person where they're realizing, I need to take this. Also, too, whatever blocks were in the way of the connection, whether it is a karmic energy and an energy that doesn't belong, right? I think one of the readings I called it the undesirable energy, the energy that needs to move forward but is remaining stagnant and stuck. This is a hurdle that your person needed to get over, but they kept getting nervous because they were worried if they could jump it or if they were going to end up tripping up. But there's something here with this significantly lots of Mars energy, lots of action, action you don't see being taken. Scorpio doesn't take action like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and knock on your door right now and you're going to know it, right? That's not a Scorpio energy. That's an Aries energy taking that action, right? But the external factors that were once in the way of your connection, those are being removed. Why are they being removed, you asked? Great question, collective. Because it's God's way, it's a universe path, whatever you believe in, the higher source of your connection. This is a divine connection. Nobody can tell you any different. You know how this person makes you feel, and they know how you make them feel. And it's something very significant. There is a higher purpose for the two of you coming together. You complete each other. You are this person's wheel. If this person has a chariot, guess what? They're not going to go far without the wheels. And if you're a wheel and they're the chariot, you can't carry anything on. Your wheels, you each need each other to have this forward progression towards this destiny. Whoever this energy is, they're receiving significant confirmation here. They're receiving some type of significant confirmation from Source, from God, that's telling this person that whatever they've been waiting for, the time is now. That they're receiving an opportunity. This is also about somebody moving. I keep getting that strongly. It's about movement or moving forward. And I feel like you guys know when I talked about the buffalo and the cow, where the cow runs away from the storm and the buffalo runs through the storm. Because the buffalo's like, I'm screw either way. I might as well get it over with, right? Your person is no longer running away from this tower. They're no longer trying to like put the pieces together that are cracking. They're no longer doing that with like bubble gum and tape, right? They're not in that energy. It was like, okay, we'll be good now. It's like your person isn't doing that. Your person is acknowledging that certain things have to change, and that this certain change is ultimately creating a sense of balance. Wow, 5-5 may be significant. You may be a life path 5 or a life path 7. It's about this person taking control. See, fives are all about conflict and competition and issues. But also, too, fives are very independent. Fives are about learning how to really fight for yourself And I feel like with this energy, it is a very spiritual connection coming in here. 77 again, for me, the High Priestess and the Hierophant. This is a elevated Emperor and Empress energy. Your person is, and both of these two have their eyes closed. So for some of you, you may have not even seen this person for a period of time. But the thing is, you know what you know. And now this person does too because of this Tower moment. They're either leaving somebody behind, they're cutting off friends. For some of you, you may be getting married, or this person may be proposing because they've been waiting on something for a period of time for them to come forward, for them to have this sense of self-expression, is what I'm getting overwhelmingly. All right, what messages do you have for the collective? What do they need to understand about their person right now? Okay, I promise to do whatever needs to be done to save us, even if that means leaving for a while. So your person had to kind of step back from the connection in order to work on this healing. And again, this person is coming in saying the heart has no limit of how much it can love. Don't hold back. This person is having whatever was holding them back, whatever was creating this certain limitation within this energy. They're beginning to understand that the heart is the one that leads. And when you follow your heart, everything else comes full circle. We're not meant to lead with ego. Ego is always necessary. But it's having a balanced ego. It's knowing when to use the ego. But when you're with a divine counterpart like the Hierophant and the High Priestess, ego isn't necessary because you guys are one. And the same. And I feel like the thing about this High Priestess is you know exactly what this person is thinking. And they know what you're thinking. You can finish their sentences. You have this all-knowing energy, but you have to stop denying it. And I feel like this person is getting ready to stop denying the way that they feel. You've also really healed the way that this person thinks. You've encouraged them to think different, to understand more of the metaphysical. You really encourage this person to work on the metaphysical with you. This is also somebody that wants to work with you, build an empire together. They're beginning to understand the greater scheme of things, but because I feel like with this person, they haven't been comfortable with where they are. It's almost like they were in a very robotic state where they were doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? Sometimes we get stuck in certain patterns. Like for instance, the first thing you do when you get up, you know, look at your phone, probably go to the bathroom, you wash your hands. Hopefully you're washing your hands. Maybe you make a cup of coffee. Maybe you brush your teeth. Maybe you know, scroll, whatever. We all do the same thing consistently. But there's something here where your person is breaking free of their patterns and they're really changing. You make me feel like I've earned another life because I'm telling you, you've encouraged them. You said, listen, the life you have right now, are you happy? Yes or no? My guess is the answer is no. If you're not happy with where you are, then change. I can't change. I have put you in. Obligations, I have this, I have that. No, that's a cop-out. If you want to change, you have the ability to, but it starts with you. It starts with this person. Understanding that they can do anything that they set their mind to. The difference between them and somebody else is a fact that they've taken that step. It's a fact that they try. How are you ever going to know if you can accomplish something if you don't try? And I feel like with this person, they see how much you've changed. They see the work that you've put in. They see how much you've really grown, how much you've adapted, how significant your growth has been. And I feel like this person is really admiring it. They're admiring the change that you've had. They're admiring the change I feel like that you've really made in the situation. And I'm getting overwhelmingly with this energy. It's they want to work.
You tired of doing things apart.
Okay, maybe we're supposed to take these. I can see us as a married power couple one day. That's the same thing as I want to build an empire. This is somebody that wants to get away with you. This is somebody that wants to go on vacation. They really want to make memories. 35 of these bought for the afternoon all night. Oh, sorry. Bum shits. But gone. Of how you could use saying up. It's enough to offer them in college. With still a couple of the Aka family. Yeah. Don't want to do though. They got. Okay, yeah, these cards are jumping out. This person, they are going to reach out. This is somebody that is really admiring you from afar, and nobody can satisfy them the way that you can, whether that's mentally, emotionally, physically. I feel like this is somebody that's keeping track of you. Your birthday may be on the 28th. I feel like there's a lot of abundance coming in here because this person, I'm telling you, even if you work with this person or if you're friends with this person or you've been friends for a period of time or if you've been split up for a period of time, um, this is somebody that has admired you for a very, very, very long time. But I'm also gathering or getting that you don't realize how special this person thinks you are. I'm changing for the better for me and you. See, this is somebody that's coming forward and says, please be patient with me. Okay, they're saying, listen, I'm making the necessary changes that are needed in order for us to be together, but I just need you to be patient. 1751. I made you think I wasn't interested, but I was. And again, I feel like this person tried to make that projection because they couldn't. I'm trying to explain exactly what they're saying to me, but my mind is going faster than what I can talk. No. But logistically, they couldn't see the blueprint, I feel. Like you could see the blueprint, and sometimes the blueprint is written in a different language, where if you're too close to something, you need an elevated perspective. It's almost like you're the owl, you're the wise one. You can see behind you, you can see in front of you, you have your peripheral of everything going on. And it's because you have foresight. And it's like this person couldn't understand what was written because they were too close to it. This is also somebody that if they do have an energy that they're associated with, a karmic energy, or an energy of somebody that they've been with, they think about you also a lot while they're together. And I'm getting that for some of you 66, you may have really had to walk away from this person because they weren't changing. Or you maybe had to pull back your energy, retract your energy because whatever this person was portraying, you knew it was a lie. But the lie was also affecting you significantly. And I feel like with this person, it's about them growing up. They're worried about seeing you with somebody else, or the idea is seeing you with somebody else. It's scary to them. This is somebody that is in love with you. I'm in love with you. I may not be showing it in the 3D right now, but I will. And this is somebody that wants to reach out to you within a couple of days. I just heard they're very close. They're very close to explaining everything, or they're very close around you physically. For some reason, that's coming in again. Please don't give up on us yet. It's like they're worried that during this time where they were healing and they were working on themselves, and maybe they weren't in communication, or they weren't telling you everything that they were working on. Because I feel like with this person, they're very silent because they feel like anytime that they told somebody what their plan was, somebody would come in and directly impact or affect what their plan was, what their plan of action is. Because I also get like there's people around them that so that like sabotage them. There's a lot of jealousy. So your person may be somebody that has a lot going for them, but there's a significant amount of jealousy that is around your person, where they've been taught from a very young age to keep things to themselves, especially something that they're manifesting, which I feel the same way. I feel like when you are very braggadocios, or when you're very like, look at me, look what I can do, you know, it's you're automatically opening a door for negative energy. You're automatically opening the door for people to be jealous of what you have and to sabotage that with their negative energy. Because that's true. How many times have you guys told somebody something that you were really excited about? And then as soon as you told a couple of people, all of a sudden it dissipated. Because I feel like sometimes it's human nature when you're around people that haven't evolved yet for them to be jealous of your accolades or jealous of what you have that they don't. Because the grass always looks greener on the other side. They don't realize what you've gone through in order to obtain your blessings. So I feel like with your person, they've been doing the work. Because if they fail, it's like if I fail, I don't want the collective to know how much I failed or how far behind I am in the situation. Okay, guys, that is all I have for you, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Bye bye.